For Cancer risings in June 2020, this is a really interesting month of asking if you're going to shed that skin of those old patterns and really launch into this new you that you are so ready to fearlessly become. If you're excited to dive into what the astrology, what the tarot cards, and what the oracle deck cards have to say for you and your rising sign this month, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you are always up to date with what the stars have in store for you. Hi, I'm Maren. I am a professional astrologer, current philosophy student, and witch proudly out of the broom closet. I combine traditional Hellenistic astrological techniques with modern psychological counseling dynamics in order to provide grounded spiritual guidance. This month does not have that many major transits, but the transits it does have are really important, so we're going to dive deeply into these, especially because as a Cancer rising this month, you are part of the spotlight is definitely on you. So starting out on the 5th, there is a lunar eclipse, a full moon on steroids in Sagittarius, happening between your 12th and 6th house axis. So there's a full video on this full moon, aka lunar eclipse, linked down below if you would like to check out the collective whole drama going on with this. I highly recommend you watch that to understand. But this is a culmination around self-destructive habits, particularly in regard to your mental and physical well-being. This is a final goodbye to a paradigm of self-destructive habits or ways of isolating yourself with yourself and your thoughts that aren't helpful. For the next 6 months, you're going to be letting go of that. And this will be actually an area of your life that is activated for the next 18 months. But in the next 6 months, it will be a time of shedding that old, really what you're ready to let go of in regards to what no longer serves you and your habits. On the 18th, Mercury is stationing retrograde in Cancer in your first house. So this is not a particularly ridiculous Mercury retrograde. It's pretty standard. There's a full video on it down below that you may want to watch because it's in your first house of self and physical body. I would just say that look at the way in which your identity is being asked to honor your inner child. Look at the ways in which your routine and the way that you're moving your physical body is asking for a slowdown. This is directly related to you and your physical body going further within rather than making a big show without. So it's a time to really turn inward for you, and as you're shedding that skin, get down to the bottom of what that real truth of what you want to communicate out is. On the 20th, the sun then enters Cancer in your first house, lighting up you, and the spotlight is on you for the next few weeks to come. So it is kind of like you're doing all the internal work, and that's becoming the focus of how beautifully you're shining. On the 21st, there is then a solar eclipse, a new moon on steroids, basically in your Cancer first house. Full video down below. Highly recommend you watch this full video because you are you're square one in this. This is a new beginning that is kind of like the final new beginning of who you want to declare as a means of making sure that your habits line up with that. It's a really powerful eclipse because it's still in Cancer, but it's activating this ability for you to form this newness on your identity based on what habits you are so ready to let go of and step into, specifically around health and wellness, taking care of yourself, and the way that you are mentally taking care of yourself. So self-care on so many levels is demanding your attention right now. On the 25th, there's then Venus stationing direct in Gemini in your 12th house. So over the past few weeks or few months, Venus has been in your Gemini 12th house, really inviting you really harmoniously to look within for the answers around relationships and money and value in your life. You've been asked to go at it alone to make sense of what could be a time of shifts in values based on what makes you feel good internally, and now you're ready to act on that. You're ready to maybe adopt a meditation or a spiritual practice as a means of manifesting abundance. On the 27th, Mars enters your Aries 10th house. So Mars will be in Aries for about the rest of 2020. Mars rules Aries, so Mars is at home with a lot of resources to do well what Mars does, which is sever, divide, cause a bit of trouble, but trouble can bring us to a better solution. It's in your 10th house of career and public image. So this could be a time when you are, as a result of the internal work, really reevaluating the career shifts you need to make, choosing to cut some things out of your life in regards to your career path that no longer serve you, and that will be a theme throughout the rest of the year. Finally, on the 30th, Jupiter is conjoining Pluto in your Capricorn 7th house, and you are well aware of this Jupiter-Pluto conjunction in your house of relationships and partnerships because shit has been going down for the past few years, and 2020 has been like the pimple on top of the boil in terms of this ending or cataclysm in relationships making itself very known. So this is the time when in the ebbs and flows it's ebbing, so at the end of the month there's just some more energy to be aware of around relationships to be like exploding, to put it low-key, basically, just being honest here, I don't sugarcoat. But overall this month does have more of a focus up until the very end on you going inward to make the outward decisions. So with that out of the way, let me know down below how you're feeling about this as a Cancer rising. Any thoughts, any stories you want to share? I would love to hear from you in the comments. Now let's pull a Dark Angels tarot card. Was a fitting deck, I thought, for this month. So we have the Two of Cups reversed, and the Two of Cups to upright deals with really naive, really shallow, but enjoyable love. With this reverse, this indicates a lack of connection. Like, imagine two people staring at each other with their arms crossed. Like, the cups of emotion are sealed. So this could deal with the fact that this really is a new beginning for you because it's the ending of a relationship, and that's not going to apply to everyone, obviously. Obviously, some people it's just going to be an end of a certain dynamic or an ending of the way in which they're looking for a relationship. You know, not saying you're breaking up if you don't feel that that's actually, you know, it's what's happening in the trends, but it does indicate with this card that this is a time of that other person. If you're looking for help from them, help's gonna come from you. Finally, let's pull a Witch's Wisdom Oracle deck card for a last bit of guidance for Cancer risings for June 2020. We have Familiar Guardian. This is a fairly new deck and I have not pulled this card before. It has a little cat on it. Let's see what comes up for this. A bark, meow, squawk, or song, look who appears 'tis never wrong. Lighten your load, call to your side, your new best friend, your familiar guide. The magic is work with harm to none, so mote it be there it is done. So this could be referring to you like getting an animal companion or a spirit guide, someone who gives you guidance, but is not this human person who kind of is giving you the cold shoulder, really asking you to connect back to your spirit team if you have, you know, left them recently or if you haven't been calling on them. Get the guidance for that game plan of you revving up your self-development, you know, get some guidance for that. So with that being said, let me know down below any thoughts coming up for you. Would love to hear. Like, subscribe, do all of the things. Check out Rashi, check out my private consultations down below if you would like to work with me during this time. Sending all the love, and I will see you in the next one.
There is one